Hey, Brett Garrett, President of Serious Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and today we're talking about kitchen faucets. And I don't know about your family, but mine seems to congregate in the kitchen, and there's just a lot of stuff going on every day here. So kitchen sink and the faucet gets used a lot. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that you can do easily at home to make sure that your faucet's not leaking or make sure it's working properly. So today what we're looking at is pretty standard, common, what we call a pull-out spray, and it's got a hose, just exactly what it says. And this spray, they can use that around and replace the old faucets that had the spray up on the sink. Whenever you're working on the faucet, it really is a good idea to shut the water off to the faucet. Now, of course, the water comes on, we can shut it off there, but more importantly, down underneath the sink, we have what are called stops. And that's the plumbing term for it, but it's really just a water cutoff. One goes to the cold, one goes to the hot. And we want to make sure that those are turned off. If you've got a more modern stop, it's probably a quarter turn. If you've got an older one, you might have to keep cranking on it for a while to make sure it's shut off. Don't need to over tighten that, just a quarter turn, or once you know that it's stopped. And then once it's shut off, obviously turn the faucet on and make sure the water's off to it. Now that we know the water's off, we pull out the hose. This is a big source of leaking on this kind of faucet, and what happens is that when the faucet gets turned a lot, this is a threaded piece like this, so it just gets loose sometimes. And then when it's up in the faucet, when you turn the water on, the water starts shooting back and gets underneath your sink. So one of the things you just always want to check and make sure that that's on there very tight, and just hand tight works. And then test it by turning the water on. If we don't see any water coming out from there, then we know that we're in good shape. One other thing is, a lot of times customers will call and say, you know what, something's happened to the flow of the water on my faucet. And if you look down here, you've got a screen. Sometimes we can get some debris in there, or it can come on the other side of this. You want to check for any kind of debris. If it's in this kind of mechanism, it might be time to call a plumber. But here again, right in this area right here, we want to check and make sure that the debris is free. You can do that by just washing it out in another sink, and usually those loose parts will just come right out. And once again, we just tighten it hand tight. Put it back in there, and we're ready to go for another 2 or 3 months. Might want to check it every month or so. And those are all things that you can check on yourself. So if you've got a problem or you've got leaks under your sinks that are a little more complicated than that, you think it's outside of your area of being able to take care of it, you can always call us at 972-235-6600. Or don't forget, you can reach us online at www.seriouspac.com, or you can email a request in at that address as well. Brett Garrett with Serious, and make it a great day.